Sex and the City is about iconic friendships, and we all knew that all of the women in the show considered Carrie to be their best friend. But let's be real. Who was Carrie's true ride or die? Was it Miranda or Samantha? Let's get into the receipts. Hey, my name is Tatiana Arrington, and I am a pop culture expert, entertainment journalist, and Sex and the City enthusiast. So let's break this down. And if you would like to check out some of my other videos, please make sure that you subscribe. Okay, so let's start pulling out the evidence. And the first thing that I want to touch on is when Carrie first meets and starts dating Mr. Big. So, of course, we remember that Carrie and Big were like running into each other everywhere before they actually went out on their date. And when they ran into each other one of those times, Samantha was actually there and she tries to hit on Big for the first time. But Carrie doesn't really, let on that she's interested as well. So she goes over, watches Samantha get crushed by Big, and then that's kind of the end of it. But I also want to touch on the fact that when Carrie actually starts dating Big, there is a scene where Miranda calls her and Carrie just starts immediately gushing on the phone. She's like, I haven't been hit this hard since, actually, I don't want to compare to anything. He's this, he's that. She can't get enough. So even though technically she was out with Samantha when she first started running into Big, it's really that first call with Miranda where she immediately starts gushing about how much she actually likes him. Okay, so the next thing that I want to touch on is Carrie's affair with Big. So as you know, Carrie ends up having an affair with Mr. Big while she's with Aiden, and it really starts weighing on her because Aiden is this great guy. He does this, he does that, and the guilt is like taking her over. Samantha ends up having a party at her brand new apartment to celebrate having the best apartment, the best friends, the best life. Here's Manhattan, we have it all. And then right after that party, Carrie lets her know that she's been sleeping with Big. Samantha immediately pours a glass of wine. She's like, you're having an affair? And she's like, no, it's not an affair. It is an affair, y'all. But she immediately tells Samantha first. Nobody else knows at this point. She says, hey, don't tell anybody else. Like, I just need to get this off my chest. And Samantha immediately goes to loyalty. She doesn't ask any questions. She doesn't try to pry. She's just like, okay, sounds good. And I really think this is a testament to what we see throughout the series, especially with Carrie and Samantha. Samantha is that friend that is not going to judge you and immediately shows loyalty. Even if it's something silly that you care about, like, Charlotte's friend stealing her baby name, my Shayla, like Samantha's going to support your as a friend and be a ride or die no matter what. So Carrie's like, don't you want to judge me like just a little bit? And Samantha literally says, that's not my style. So we can conclude that a point for Samantha here because Carrie does tell Samantha first about the affair. Now she does tell Miranda second. Once again, like she's just got to get this off of her chest. She tells Miranda second. Miranda's like, yo, I need a cigarette. I don't even smoke, but I need to take a hit. I need to process this. And in this moment, we see Miranda be the friend that Carrie goes to when she needs tough love and when she really needs to like come back down to reality. Miranda's like, hey, you need to stop. Like, I don't know the who, the what, the why, but you need to stop doing this. And Carrie's like, you're right. So I feel like Samantha gets the point, right? Because Carrie told her first, but Miranda is the friend that brought her back down to reality in this situation. Okay, so the next scene that I want to talk about is a scene between Carrie and Miranda where they're out shopping and the affair has been said and done, but Big wants to meet up with Carrie. So Carrie's like, Miranda, I'm thinking about meeting up with Big again. And Miranda's like, listen, I can't do this anymore. Like, I literally can't do this. This man does not treat you well. He's not nice to you. He doesn't do this or this or that. Like, you guys didn't even get together after your affair. So, like, what is the point? And Miranda's just kind of isn't having it. Carrie's like, you're judging me. You're not taking my feelings into consideration. Like, you just write people off. And they have this whole fight about it. And then right before she is about to go meet Big, who does she call? Miranda. She calls Miranda and she's like, listen, I'm going to meet up with him. I'm sorry. Like, but I need to know that you're going to be there for me. Miranda's like, of course I'm going to be there for you. They apologize, but she's like, hey, don't let him kiss you. Once again, the friend that is going to bring you back down to reality, because you know Carrie has put on her best fit. She's looking good to go see Mr. Big. And who knows what could happen from this interaction, but she's like, don't let that man kiss you. That is where you start losing your mind. And Carrie takes that advice. It ends up being really funny. But once again, we see Miranda in this kind of way that Carrie is the person that she's going to call when she really needs some sound advice. And when, you know, Miranda, she may feel like she's judging her. She may feel like that she doesn't understand her. But at the end of the day, Miranda's going to be a friend. And she's going to be a friend that, you know, is going to tell you to your face, hey, this isn't the best idea, but if that's what you want to do, let me at least help you through it. Samantha is going to be more of your friend who supports women's rights and wrongs. So then I want to touch on the end of the series. Carrie is in Paris with Alexander Petrovsky, and she's not having the best time, right? She fell in Dior. He's busy working. She's alone a lot. And who does she call? Miranda. She calls Miranda. Miranda's so excited to hear from her, one, because she didn't want her to go in the first place, but she's really excited to hear from her. And Carrie's like, you know, can I just tell you something and you won't throw it in my face later? Real friend. And she says, whenever, you know, things are going wrong with a guy, I compare that guy to Big. And I know I'm going to be happy later. I know everything's going to be fine, but I'm thinking about Big right now. And this is something that I've always done. And you can see Miranda kind of process this because at this point, Big has been in and out of Carrie's life consistently. Like 1 minute they're up, next they're down. One moment Big's like, what are we doing? We should get back together. And then next minute he's like, oh, I didn't mean it. Like it's just this up and down cycle. So you can tell that Miranda is processing this information, but at the same time, you know, that's who Carrie called to talk about these things. You would think sometimes throughout the series, because Charlotte was such a love-a-girl and such a champion of love and somebody who really rooted for Carrie and Big, that Carrie would call Charlotte in these moments. But it really just goes to show between Miranda and Charlotte, these were the two women throughout the series that she felt closest to. So point for Miranda, when Carrie was missing Big, she called her. Okay, so right now the women are neck and neck. Samantha has 2 points, Miranda has 2 points, but I think this last one is really going to put the icing on the cake, and this is the Sex and the City movie when Carrie calls Samantha and asks her to be her maid of honor. Now, I guess you could argue that, you know, Samantha is a PR strategist, a PR maven. She knows how to plan events. She does events all around New York City, like from that standpoint. But no, I wouldn't argue that at all, because if anybody would have loved this title, it would have been Charlotte, especially considering the fact that Charlotte gave Carrie her engagement ring from Trey to pay off, so Carrie could pay off her apartment because she was literally about to be homeless. So once again, Carrie is the women's best friends, but Samantha and Miranda are really, really very much so her girls. And she even knows that Samantha isn't even interested in being a maid of honor. Like, she doesn't even really care about this title. Samantha calls this painful and unnecessary, but Carrie wants her to be her maid of honor. And I know we can also go back to the Carrie diaries as well. And Carrie met Samantha first and they got to develop their friendship that way. But I'm just focusing on the Sex and the City series. And by that, Carrie asked Samantha to be her maid of honor. So that is a 3rd point for Samantha, which I guess would technically make her the winner. But I do think that both of these women were her best friend, her closest friend, and she would call them for different things and different needs. And I mean, it's her wedding. She could have had 3 maid of honors if she wanted to. She could have had a matron of honor, considering Miranda was married and Charlotte was married, but she chose Samantha in the end to be her maid of honor. So I'm not going to say that I could necessarily pick who her best friend is, but I would definitely love to know what you all think in the comments. So please let me know, who do you think was Carrie's best friend? Do you think it was Samantha according to the tally, or do you think it was Miranda and there's some other hidden scenes from the show that I'm missing? Please make sure that you drop that in the comments. And if you're loving these Sex and the City videos, I have some other videos on my channel that I would love for you all to check out. So thanks so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.